Oh, fuck it. Oh, fuck it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, oh, you can't look. He's gonna flag it. He's gonna see it even. He's not gonna see it there. He's gonna walk in there. Yeah. I'm gonna walk in there. Not even gonna see it. Oh, y'all gonna see it.
Twin Peaks and Wheeling, home of the Dirty Blonde. This is Twin Peaks and Wheeling, home of the Dirty Blonde. This is Courtney. How can I help you? Twin Peaks and Wheeling, home of the Dirty Blonde. This is Twin Peaks.
Twin Peaks and Wheeling, home of the Dirty Blonde. This is Courtney.
Right here.
Courtney, how can I help
you? Thank you.
Hi, am I on the air? Yep. Fuck. Thanks.
Thank you. Is there anyone jacking off to this right now? Thank you. Thank you.
Thanks. Yep.
With the Dirty Blonde, this is Courtney. How can I help you?
How can I help you? Well, I guess as long as there's no interest.
Welcome to the show, everyone. Thank you for joining me. Keep it going. Keep that going. Let's hear it. All right. Thanks for that. Sure do appreciate a good round of applause there.
Is there anyone jacking off to this right now?
You heard, I think, for the first time, the origin here, the extended clip of the gals from the Twin Peaks and Wheeling. Here's
Thank you for calling Twin Peaks and Wheeling, home of the Dirty Blonde. This is Courtney. How can I help you?
They were on a Periscope. That's where these sound drops came from.
Twin Peaks and Wheeling.
This one.
Thank you. Is there anyone jacking off to this right now?
That one, and I think... No, not that one. No, not that. That's Yolandi.
I'm a big deal.
Hell yeah. But where was it? Yeah, this one.
Yeah, absolutely. Give me 1 second, hon.
But the first thing up first on the menu, no one heard Courtney.
Thank you for calling Twin Peaks and Wheeling, home of the Dirty Blonde. This is Courtney. How can I help you?
And I was amazed that they were on Periscope at their jobs, which Twin Peaks is apparently like a Hooters type place.
Yeah.
And they were on Periscope saying shit and just answering the telephone at the reception counter, giving away customers' information, phone numbers, having full taking reservations, giving away their location. It's hilarious. Is Twin Peaks still in operation, Brian?
Twin Peaks? Now, you keep likening it to Hooters. I don't understand how...
Yeah, like a tilted kilt.
What is Twin Peaks and Hooters?
Brian, my King Lord.
Is it because there are owls in the Twin Peaks?
Yeah, there's it's a woodland theme. There's Hooters, there's owls, There's peaks. There's mountains crested.
Okay, so
with-
it's like a nature, like an REI food
It's
center.
Well, let me go check your screen here. It looks like yes.
I mean, that's what
look
it,
at their
it looks like,
logo.
an outdoors type Friends of the Peak. Look,
It looks
brewery,
like
careers.
I need to play some
Twin
Angelo
Peaks.
Badalamenti.
I wonder. Yeah, let's see. Are there photos?
Yeah, is Agent Cooper
Our
there?
story.
Is there no photos of the waitresses? There we go.
Oh, well, no. I mean, that's just. Is that their uniform?
That is the uniform of. That was what was being periscoped here.
Oh, Dixon Wheeling, home of the Dirty Blonde.
It's a home of the Dirty Blonde, Brian.
Wow.
But-
Oh.
It's time. What else do you have there? Wow. Okay, that's enough.
Oh, okay.
Thank you for joining us on the Metal Gear Summer stream. It's the first Wednesday of summer. Summer started last Saturday, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's right.
It started. Yeah, I think on the 20th. So it was Saturday.
I was fully on board with Brian had this idea like, hey, we should start it earlier, give ourselves more time, and then it's paced out. It's not so back to back with Halloween and Resident Evil. And I was like, yeah, it's a great idea. Let's do that. Just one of those things I was like, yeah, let's do that. Oh, it's the first day of summer today? Oh, should have done that like 3 weeks ago.
We even led into it at the beginning of the month, if you remember. You talked about like, oh, we might be starting it early on like the
think we
first or
did.
second week of June.
Yeah.
And then like, yeah, when you texted me, I
Dude,
just
and
started laughing.
And you know, like I was rushing. I had all these notes for make a promotion for this that I was supposed to get up a week ago. Well, it got up, and I got it out today.
Oh, okay.
I'm checking the hard disk. We are playing on a poorly played stream, PlayStation 3.
So what?
The interesting part is, you know, I always like to do the Resident Evil streams in Halloween and the Metal Gear streams in the summer. I always like to do those with original hardware, original game discs. But I would like to tell you, we're going with my backup plan today, because today,
So what?
it's a big deal. I spent quite a long time last night trying to fix. I realized everything I own to play PS2 games is busted.
Oh.
The PS3 Fat that I was doing the emergency surgery streams on,
Yeah.
that thing is still, I'm waiting for a part I ordered off eBay. A drive sensor, disc sensor.
Shit.
So that didn't come, and I had to file a complaint with the original seller. I'm either going to get reshipped another one or whatever. That thing's still out of commission, Brian.
What?
I know. So there, I'm like, all right, well, I got two PS2s. Let me figure out. Okay, both of these have lid switch issues. I've been meaning to fix this forever. You know what the lid switch issue is, Brian?
Yeah, I do.
Fucked up. I got it here. I brought in the Japanese one that we played Metal Gear Solid 2 last year with.
Right.
That had the lid switch issue as well. So I fixed both of the PS2s last night, but unfortunately, I'm still getting a disc error on the US PS2. So,
Should have told me I'd have brought my PS2 in.
well, I didn't even think to like ask, like, you have a working slim?
Yeah. Well, I have a working
Fat PS2?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
You know what? That was
Hey.
I didn't drag
Fat.
Yeah, I didn't drag out my old Fat because I'm pretty sure I got to crank the laser up. But I brought this in because I will do more of those surgery streams. When I get the parts in, I'm going to finish working on that PS3 Fat. I can also maybe show off a little bit on here because I'm going to try to just turn up the potentiometer like you used to do on the old PS2 Fats.
Right.
And then you get another like 6 months out of the laser before buying a new one. So while I got it here, you know, upcoming streams one of these days. But the backup plan, because we couldn't get to subsistence on PS2, is that HD collection is so nice.
Such an upgrade.
If you don't have this, it's going to look a lot better for us today,
Yeah.
too. Oh, and we do have the wheel in play. The wheel is fully in motion.
Right
here.
over there.
Just give yourself a call to our Discord. Ask us to spin the wheel, and we shall see if you see feet or not. Who knows?
Yeah.
Hey, guys.
So hey, Vidya James brings up a very good point.
What's that?
You know, at the beginning of this game, you're asked which is your favorite MGS.
Yeah, it's another one of those where you choose like your difficulty thing.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and so basically the only difference is that you get a Raiden mask to start off at the beginning.
Right.
I've only done that because I do love Metal Gear Solid 2.
I don't like that because it's not. There's no canon to why Naked Snake has a Raiden mask. when Rykov shows up later in the story.
It's more of just his breaking the fourth wall.
Yeah, it's fun
directing the message to you. But
it's fun accessories. But that's Rykov in the chat.
It's
who was
said that? Video James.
Oh, Video James, thank you. Oh, Rykov.
Yeah.
Rykov. No, thank you, Video James. Jesus.
Yeah, I did it and I didn't know, so I thought that was a great little bait and switch that they did.
Isn't there also like a difficulty thing in Metal Gear 2 we did, and that was hard to translate from Japanese?
Was there?
Yeah, it was something like that. Like, do you prefer?
I think the difficulty in Japan is higher.
Games with it was like, have you played Metal Gear 1? Do you want games more like blah blah blah? It asked you some questions. Like this.
I can't remember.
So, this was so great because the Subsistence version, this version up here.
Yeah.
This came with MGS or Metal Gear 1 and Metal Gear 2 Solid Snake emulated to run on a PS2. From what was this originally on? The MSX?
Yeah, the MSX.
And the fact that they put this in the online version too, like right at the front menu, you get all of that. You get the this was the video that we did for Konami, promoting transferring. This was this technology, this game and the version of it on the PPS or the PSP.
Yeah, that's wow.
So cool that it comes with all of that packed into like.
Oh,
this collection, this HD collection is so worth it.
Yeah, it's a very complete collection. The only thing it doesn't have, apparently, is that secret scrapped game that we found out about last week.
Oh, that weird level where you run around with the scythes?
Yeah.
So it's okay.
Okay. Subdued does bring up, actually, the reason that you're wearing that mask is to hide your identity from the crew on the plane.
Okay, that's a good...
I forgot about that.
That's a good point. There's some, he's got the Halo mask on, though.
Yeah.
Well, wait, that doesn't make sense. I don't know if I like that, because you start with the Halo mask on for the jump, and then you don't see the Rykov reveal until you're on the ground, so the crew wouldn't have seen that anyway.
I think you only see his mouth at that point.
I don't know. We're about to find out. I'm going to choose
out.
I like MGS3.
Yeah, I don't know what it does with I like MGS3 because that's a new edition just for this.
Yeah, and I like this, and I like normal.
Yeah.
And I'm about meeting guys, and I'm about meeting girls, and that's what I'm all about.
Let's see. I want to.
Does David Hayter sing this? Yeah, he does. Sing it.
This marked the beginning.
At the end of the World War II, the world was split in two. David Hayter probably does have a beautiful singing voice. He's done other acting roles, but
he has, yeah.
And a ton of writing. But has the guy ever done any singing? Has he ever done any Broadway or off Broadway for that matter?
Maybe. Let's see. David Hayter.
I wonder if
he wrote the
musical
X-Men movie.
Theater. I know that's the big one. The X2.
No, the
first one and the second. Well, and I like X2 better, so that's why I always throw that one out there.
Hey, X2 is better than X.
And I think he wrote them both.
Yeah, I think he might have written all of them except for 3.
And you got to give it up to live-action Guyver. I mean, that bio booster armor.
Oh yeah, dude.
You can't sleep on Hayter. This is back in the day where Papa Kojima and Hayter-san got along. Everything, no bad blood between any actors and studios. It was all good.
So he wrote X-Men, The Scorpion King, and X2, as well as the Watchmen movie.
Yeah, adapted it from the graphic novel. That's crazy.
Wow.
That's crazy, yo.
Wow.
Oh, hell yeah. Okay, maybe you do see his face. Yeah, you're right, guys. Who was that? I owe him an apology, Brian.
Sup, dude.
Sup, dude. I owe you apologies, sup, dude. You're right.
ID tag guy. Oh,
put on your mask.
Does this panty waist know what he's doing? It's my favorite line in the whole game.
Is this the Johnny Sasake of 3?
No,
he's later.
For me, that's the, a dud?
Oh, okay.
Does this panty waist know what he's doing? I'm sorry, a what?
Duke. Zero, it's funny just to think about everything from all the weight and heaviness of the story in The Phantom Pain in Metal Gear 5. All of that heaviness revolving around Zero and then him being your commander through this mission.
Yes.
And
again,
just seeing him right there with paramedic, and it's like, these are the fucking philosophers, man.
Yeah.
These are the people in power who don't want to ever relinquish control, no matter what.
It's people who saw the opportunity to take over the philosopher's legacy. Metal Gear Solid Snake Eater says something different on the front of his skull cap.
Oh, it did say a different thing. Okay.
Also, I want to remind everyone that while this is a PS3 enhanced game, it is absolutely still built off the PS2 game. So never forget that this came out on PlayStation 2.
Well, again, at the end of the life cycle of a console, man, is when you get the best stuff.
Yeah, I mean,
And just playing Last of Us 2 this weekend.
I don't
It's
know
like, ooh, this controls well.
I don't know how far you are, and just out of respect.
Oh,
for
not far
everyone,
at all.
I'm not even going to talk about it, like any of the content wise.
Have you finished it?
No.
Oh, because we got some friends that have beaten it, but
Yeah.
I'm very like
taking
early
my
on.
time.
Yeah, not a game I'm gonna stream. Definitely, like it's a movie to sit down when I got some time to play,
It's
which
really,
is kind of weekends only right now.
yeah, it's definitely the game that I have to spend my hours behind, because my sessions have been 6 hours and 40 minutes, 4 hours and a half, like just pure fucking gaming. Like I can't stop playing it.
I can't
when
sit
play
down
it.
and pick that up.
No,
I can't do it unless it's a game. If it's a story-driven game like that I've played a lot, like this one, for instance,
Yeah.
Snake Eater, I can pick it up, put it down, pick it up, put it down, like half-hour increments. But if it's the first time I'm playing something like that, I need your 6-hour chunks that you're talking about. So that's kind of why I just wait till the weekend.
And that makes sense.
I've been today was a day. So it's been well over a year of my schedule now where I work my part-time job
Right.
in the mornings, and Wednesdays are my busy. That's my one. I'm such a pussy now. I used to work 5 8-hour days in a row, 40-hour weeks at this job. They're doing the construction thing, and now my only 1 8-hour day in the sun is on Wednesdays. But I am fucking just so worn out, and it's been starting to heat up out in East County, San Diego.
Oh yes.
It was nice and warm today. But I've been doing so much, staying so fucking busy.
Good.
Yeah, the days have been flying.
That's fucking great.
And today was no exception. But the whole time I was like, that's why that promotion went up late. I mean,
Yeah.
I had a note in my pocket for 2 weeks, and I had all those assets already recorded on my phone, and I was like, I got to edit this and put this voiceover over it and get this goddamn Metal Gear Summer promotion out. It just ain't happening.
Yeah.
We're doing a lot of cool stuff also at Mega 64, staying very busy. My full-time job, that's the night shift here, has been fucking bumping, man. We've been turning it out. So
That's awesome.
I'm excited for what's coming. There is a lot of setup here. We're going into the design bureau. We're meeting the Russian scientist Sokolov.
That's our mission. We're trying to extract this fool.
Well, we want him, dude. This guy knows rockets, and we are the U.S. of A. We want to learn from these Russian scientists their rocket propulsion technology.
Yeah.
This is like very mimicking of our space program,
Wow.
except it was Germans. I think we could go to a Discord call
We certainly can.
while we get deep into the lore that Hideo has set up with his military advisor. I love games that have a military advisor.
Oh yeah.
I
dude.
think about that and I'm like, that's crazy. They just want to run shit by this dude. And that's the guy that always takes him to like the gun range, and you get those photos from like production where the whole staff went to go shoot a AK or something.
Yeah. those are always really fun. Let's go ahead and start with.
Who do you want to start with?
Let's
Tell
go
me.
with Tylon.
Surprise me. Tylon!
What up,
Tylon, my cousin has been talking an awful lot about you.
I'm so fucking happy.
No.
A match made in heaven, Tylon. You and Twilight, I think, I don't know what kind of impression you left on her, but she's been texting me. She's like, "Who's your friend?"
Yeah, well, I hope she doesn't find my address. I kind of
No, I would never do that.
Yeah.
I would never give her your number. That would be a bro code breach, and I'm not about that.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that.
So, how can we help you? It's a wonderfully warm weekend. No, it's a Wednesday. Where are you?
Middle of the week.
Is it a weekend where you are?
It is Monday right now.
Sure. So it's nice, not too. It's tepid. Is that even a measurement?
Yeah. It's been pretty nice so far. It's pretty warm for Seattle natives.
Yeah.
Not too much for like you or Brian.
You're staying away from the Capitol Hill Autonomous Zone, right? Or protest?
Are you getting them
Yeah.
coffee?
Yeah, it's been really crazy in the south part of Seattle. I've kind of just stuck to the north end.
Wow,
so
I've seen some things and I've read some memes. Yeah, stay safe, my friend. But you're back at work now, so how's that been? I was just kind of griping about my busy day, and I know it feels good to get that off your shoulders sometimes. You got any unloading you need to do?
I went,
yeah, I mean, work has been weird because I feel like every week there's something new we have to do.
Some new protocol. I feel like that too. Work gives us not Mega 64. We're on top of our shit. But other work gives us new things to stay safe from COVID-19. But it's just adding on more and more when I think, like, why didn't they start it with all the procedures and now wean us off as what? It seems to be like this opposite.
yeah.
I don't know. How do you feel?
Yeah. Yeah, it can get a little overwhelming at times, or it's just like it can get a little confusing. And then the hardest part is trying to take these new practices and like try to inform all the customers about it, because it's like,
I bet God.
Yep.
Dealing with bitchy customers because they're all pissed off. The world's falling apart and they're just fucking glued to their phones all day, so they're freaking out. And then they come to you with a order for double tall chai mocha latte with extra. And when I say extra, I mean extra caramel. Like, I want it dripping.
Yep.
And then, ooh, you must have to. You're probably saying some nice things right now, but I bet you got some real tough customers to deal with.
I've taken a few steps to the back room to unwind.
Take a deep breath.
Oh man,
Yeah.
you got to do that.
You got to center your chakras, dude. You got to go in the back room and get your chi in order.
You'd be surprised how uptight people are about their cup of coffee.
I know, man. That's why I make it myself. If I'm an anally retentive person, I am aware of the pain it would cause another human being to go through all my shit, so I'll just do it.
Yeah. Also, that's the only way I'll know how it's made the right way.
Yeah, and I get stubborn with that too, because it's like I'm not letting some fucking other dude come in and like repair something in my house. I'll just do the research and buy a part and maybe break that part and have to buy a second one.
Yeah.
And take a week longer than it should have to do it, but I did it myself.
Yeah.
And then at least,
Oh, you can hit R1.
it's
You look through the visor.
it's impressive. It's
Get it.
impressive.
It is. And I'd much rather do that so that I'd know how all my shit works better. I mean, obviously, I'm not going to try to fucking fix my AC, right? If
I
there's,
will,
like,
bro.
Dude, if
I
they're
mean, look, I got 4 consoles that are broken up there because I
Yeah, but
opened all of them up and wanted to take a
I
peek.
guess you're right. I mean, that's how my dad used to do it too, and he fixed the transmission on the Ford
It's already
Explorer,
broken.
so-
So
Yeah.
what could go wrong?
You're right. You're right. That's how
someti-
most of my shit
Sometimes
gets fixed.
you just gotta pry. You just gotta
Yeah.
peek. You gotta peek inside. Take a look under the hood,
That's true.
not up the skirt.
Hell yeah.
Ryden's looking up his parachute. Hey,
Yo.
well, it's good to hear from you. I'm sorry that the customer service and the retail industry is still steaming pile of shit. I would hope that, I think right in the beginning of stay-at-home orders, people were a little nicer because it's like, all right, we're going through it, right? What's ahead of us? I don't know, but grocery stores might run out of food. Everyone was like a little nicer, but then that shit's worn off months ago.
Oh yeah, people are tired now of it.
Dude,
Oh, yeah.
I'm sweaty. I'm tired. I got soaked in hydraulic oil today.
Oh.
If you fucked my order up, I would have snapped, man. I would ask to see the manager. I would have said, yes, you want to film me? You can film me. It's okay.
If this ends up on YouTube, I'm suing you. That's my favorite one.
We've got that in Mega 64. That's like 2004.
That's, yeah.
That's like 2004 Red Faction? Was that? No, not Red Faction. What was the Wii sword fighting game? Red Katana?
Red Steel.
Red
Red Steel.
Steel. That was a video for Red Steel.
Yeah.
If this ends up on the internet, oh, we should repost that because Karens are popular again.
Oh, yeah.
The original Karen from 2004.
Red
Well, hey,
Steel.
thanks for checking in with us, Tylon, and I'll be sure to keep my cousin in check. Keep your name out her mouth. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. Thank you, dog. Hang it high for me, and I'll see you soon.
All right, take it
Marker
easy.
placed.
I don't know what hang it high means. What did I mean by that? I don't know.
Hang
Sorry,
your hat
Tylon.
high?
I don't know.
I love hearing from Tylon.
Tylon the Ninja made a cool GIF for us.
Oh yeah, he always does.
He threw it out there again for the MGS summer stream. We're going to be continuing the game, and we have, I guess the limit now is right up until Halloween. But we don't need that long. We'll be whipping through this fast, because this is one I don't think I'd ever gone through Metal Gear 2 second time. Last year was the second time. And then MGS 1, I'd probably done 3 to 4 times before we streamed it on the first summer stream.
Yeah.
But this game, I've played probably not more than 5, but I've played a lot of.
Oh, I played a lot.
Because this came out so many times. It got, like, re-released in this collection. It got the Vita. It got the 3DS. I loved the 3D.
Yeah.
3D Snake Eater, I thought lended a lot to the game, but I thought the 3D was fucking cool. I used the shit out of it.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, you've told us before how you used to use different things that you found just lying around.
Oh, the
out,
camo?
hanging out there. Just
Hanging out.
Hanging out.
Something hanging out.
Just fleshy.
Ball bag.
Good type shit for
type camo.
getting caught in some mud.
Brian, I sat in gum, okay? And I made camouflage of it. What Brian's referring to, if you don't know.
Hey.
You could, on the PSP of Snake Eater
No,
or
the
Vita, you could take no. It was the 3DS. It was the 3D
3DS,
version.
sorry, yeah.
You could, I'm just going to fast forward codecs. I think that was our rule.
Yeah.
Did we say that was our rule last time?
Yeah, because we don't need to know all that.
Well, we'll get it. On the 3DS, you could take photos with the 3D camera, and that would make a camouflage you could apply to Snake.
Yeah.
And I made ball bag camouflage with my hairy ball nut.
So what?
And I had this flesh tone pink. It was awesome, dude.
Yeah.
You blended into brick walls like perfectly.
Yeah, man, it was perfect.
But I did make like cool. I mean, that's pretty cool too. But I made other cool camo.
Yeah.
That was like bushes in my yard.
Oh yeah.
See how good it would work. Right now, I'm just going olive drab. We got the splitter. This is game default shit.
Yes. The
But
only thing that isn't game default to start is that it is adjustable third-person camera.
Sure. Yeah, this is now the version that was in Subsistence, right? Had that
Yeah.
addition. So I've
Ooh, I like
I've got to find my pack. My pack came off. And I think there's a way to get to a tree. Honestly, I don't remember. Probably here?
Yep.
There's my tree. Getting reacquainted with the controls. Auto first person when you go down, or no? Oh, how do you get up?
X,
There it
I
is.
think, and then it's triangle to climb the tree.
Knock, knock, knock. Oh. I want to test
The
my
action
knocking.
button.
There's that pack. Yeah, the 3D camera really does help.
Yeah. I mean, then also the fact that they were able to update the game so that you could have a 3D camera instead of a forced perspective, to render and everything at once.
Right.
It's pretty fucking cool.
Yeah, they could change that in game.
Yeah.
I
You-
see
you can
you've
still change it
retrieved
now
your
by clicking it.
backpack, Snake. Oh, you can. It's an
Yeah.
option.
Yeah.
In the survival viewer, choose weapon in the backpack. All right. Go watch a James Bond, ya bore. Paramedic is... We're going to have to look that up because I didn't write it down. Or do they just give it to you?
I think they give it to you.
Pre-program?
I think it hops into your...
This is previous technology. This is
Yeah.
this is technically the earliest in the timeline of any of the characters.
Yep.
1964? Is that what it said?
I think so, yeah.
Operation Intrude or on upper what is this? Virtuous mission.
Virtuous mission right now.
Commencing virtuous mission now. David had to sound pretty young for this snake. Interesting how he's changed his snakes over all the years.
Yeah. Also, one of the first games to have deteriorating fucking
Battery?
suppressors.
Oh yeah. Oh, did this?
This was the
this
first
invented
in the
that?
series, yeah.
I forgot about the bat. I was just looking at all these and I was like, oh yeah, I love these gadgets. Oh yeah, the battery. Fuck.
The battery thankfully recharges, but yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, you'd have to use
the
the
mic
AP
was
sensor in
sick,
this
dog.
game.
Okay, so this is snap view. That's first person. Those are my shoulders. That's shoot. Doing no laser, but I could go first person by looking. Okay, how do I let off slowly? Okay, let off slowly, you don't fire. That's... No, I did fire. How do I not fire? Probably hold down, let off, let go.
You
No,
can
he
just,
fired.
is it still R1 to control the menus?
Oh, fuck. How do I reload?
Or is it fire? Circle, I think.
That's action. That's going to be crouch. What was that? Oh, what the fuck?
Kill the snake.
What? I did? I was blind firing the gun because I was trying to put it away without wasting a bullet just then, Brian.
Yeah.
There was a snake on the fucking ground right
Yeah,
there?
there are snakes all over here that you can start.
I mean, I know they're there, but I did not see that one right there. That was complete fucking dumb luck.
If it bites you, you get poison. You get, I think you get an achievement if you eat all the snakes.
Oh, yeah, totally. Well, it's the snake eater, right?
Yeah.
I'm not going to worry about what it takes to unequip the... You know, when you point the gun, I want to take it off and then not waste the bullet. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I feel like it was you just, like, tap the
just do it
unequip
slow.
button.
Yeah, it wasn't just do it slowly.
I think you could also, but I don't remember. I'd have to, like...
Yeah, can't go that
I'd
way.
have to hold, I think you can. You have to vault over it.
Oh, yeah. Oh, there's that...
Because there's, like, a
If I put
ration
this-
or something over there.
Oh, yes. Oh, I could probably eat these mushrooms too, right?
I played this game a lot. And yeah, you can use
up.
your knife to, or your tranquilizer to shoot them.
Stab.
And then
Let's
different
get it.
mushroom. Like, you can collect so much in this opening
There's
area
a
that you don't
reticulated
really, like, so
python.
much food. Yeah, there you go.
I love that. Cool. Well, we got some food in our backpack. Get up. And I think we've got another caller too, right,
yeah,
Brian?
We have plenty of callers.
Should I get
We're gonna
this
talk
guy?
to
Let me get him
somebody
while
who
we're
we
here.
tried to talk to last week, Bionic Lantern. They promised
Hey
they'd call
guys,
back
can you
in.
hear me?
Bionic.
Yes.
Yes, I hear you.
Good.
Hell yes.
Loud
I'm
and
coming in
clear.
loud and clear.
You're coming in.
Wow.
Brian and I are
amazing.
just enjoying a little Metal Gear. Are you a fan of
Mm-hmm.
the franchise?
I am. I played 3. That was my first one.
It's a good one to start with.
It is.
I think
really
did
is.
Rocco start with 3?
I think he might have started
Or 4.
with 4.
Yeah.
He started with 4, and then they released like a collection on PS2 that had 1, 2, and 3 in it. But yeah, a lot of people found out about this at 3, but then everybody found out about it in 4.
Yeah, it was such a big Sony game on the PS3. I mean,
Yeah.
that was like the system seller for me. And
Oh,
the reason
yeah.
I bought a HD TV, I was like, oh, Metal Gear 4, I need something that displays 1080.
Oh yes.
But what can we do today to help you in your time of need? In your
Well,
possible...
last week,
Yes.
last week I tried to call in. Wanted to talk about a bit of TA, but fuck that.
What
Metal
happened
Gear.
last
We'll talk
week?
Metal Gear.
What
Last week, so I don't know how to use Discord at that time. I didn't know how to
Okay.
do my mic situation with the inputs and outputs.
Yeah, it can be
but then
confusing. It's a technical
is.
technical program. Should be only used
but then
by professionals.
No. But then I saw the code. I buckled down. I saw some
Yeah.
videos, and
Hell
I
yeah.
some switches, and I did it.
I
Fuck
did some
yeah, dude.
online tutorials. You
Oh, yeah,
got to
very
the bottom
helpful.
of it. Oh, look at this. Not gators, guys.
oh,
These
dude.
guys,
These guys will mess you up.
gators. They will mess you up, dude. These are like, they're not gators though. Aren't they called something weird like a monitor or something? Ala Croca. Well, anyway. So this was the first one you played as well, huh?
Yeah, I did the actual timeline. Like I played 3,
Wow.
Peace Walker, and then Ground Zeroes 5. I haven't played the 1, 2, or 4 yet. But
One of
On
these
my
days.
yeah, definitely.
I'm doing like a sleepy kind of like it's like the Bill Cosby method or something, right? Oh, it didn't
watch
work.
Hmm.
Didn't work out.
It works, but
Didn't work out. Get him. Get
more
him.
than a couple stabs to kill a croc.
Get him. Get him. Why? He's strong.
Yeah, they got thick hides.
Fuck.
Croc.
Give him drug him up again. I guess he can't get me down there.
No.
He doesn't want to, at least. Stab him. Stab him. This is gonna get. Okay, there he goes. He turned into like Endgame.
There. Gavale.
Gavale, that's it. Oh, I love bug juice.
Yeah, it's cool. Like, I never used any of the items the way that you were supposed to when I was younger. I'm like, well, bug juice, I can't use it. Bye. Like, I never understood that it was like you would attract bugs, bugs would attract a person over, and then you would like knock them out. Like, yeah.
I study the blade too.
Dude, it's such a fucking great. Like, so much detail in these games.
Okay, I got some Gaval.
Yeah. That gator meat.
How do you think that gator meat tastes there, Bionic? They say like chicken.
It tastes like chicken. Yeah, that's what everybody says.
I've had alligator or crocodile. I guess I've had alligator. Crazy Burger was a place here in San Diego. They served up some burger meat that was made of alligator.
I had crocodile.
Reptile.
Cool.
That's a reptile, right? Fucking eating reptiles.
yeah.
Amphibian.
Sure.
Jesus.
Oh.
Is it? Alligator.
It's wild shit, man.
Reptiles, yeah, you're right.
So, what are we gonna do?
Yeah, I've had crocodile.
That's exotic, dude. That's like wet market shit.
Smoked crocodile.
Fuck.
Pretty interesting.
Okay, did I dodge him? Okay, cool. It's not like Animal Crossing where they just follow you forever. Oh my god,
No,
guys, I'm
God.
sinking.
Yeah, no, you gotta have when that happens, you have to have your net ready to go.
Yeah.
And then you can catch the wasps.
Oh, I've done it, but if you're not ready to go and you're just like, I'll chance it.
No, yeah, no, you. If
Maybe
you're
I'll run.
Yeah. If
Maybe
you're
I'll just
shaking
run.
trees, you got to be having that fucking ready to go.
Gotta.
I also love this was one of the first games that gave you multiple ways to get to an area.
Yeah.
It tried to have somewhat of an open world feel.
Although it was fairly linear. I see what you mean.
Yeah, but I like that. I like a game that is
Let's open the
fairly
survival
linear, but
Too
relatively open. I get a little inundated and overwhelmed with games like Skyrim or The Witcher.
Fallout.
And Fallout, yeah, where it's like go wherever you want and do whatever you want. It's like, no,
I don't mind a linear path.
I don't. Yeah, for me, it's just like I'm playing a game because I want to unwind, relax, and enjoy an experience. So even with a game like Last of Us, let's say, or Last of Us 2, that's a viewing experience and an engaging gaming experience together. In my opinion, the perfect combination of entertainment. That's honestly, as much as I love film, as much as I enjoy media. Video games, when done well, there's nothing better.
Yeah, that's my favorite.
Like when I'm playing a game like Metal Gear Solid, any of them, or Last of Us, or Uncharted, or Yakuza, you get that. Okay, now I get to watch this story building thing.
I know.
And then they actually put emphasis on making the story building part cool and interesting and like engaging, so you want to watch it.
Dude, remember when we lived for the cutscenes? I mean, that's what Square games were. That's when I was like playing Final Fantasy VII, it was just to get to the next cutscene in the 90s. It was like, I can't wait for this anime style cutscene. Like, I got to get to the next one. I got to get to the next one. That was what kind of drove the game, man. I love that. But I've always looked at a linear story or a linear path in a game versus an open world path. Those are just two different types of games. Neither one ever bothered me. It's just some lend themselves to some games in a different way. Some lend themselves to other games. And then you get weird mix-ups where it's like a story-driven game, but it is open world.
Yeah.
And that's like, hey, no one's done that. Like, now everything's been fucking done.
Yeah.
We're in the age of, I think Charles put it as like, video games are no longer going to be art. You can't do that. I don't know. I don't know if I fully buy into the art maybe is in them. But as far as like, there's some indie stuff being made, but most everything's been fucking made.
I think yeah, definitely we're starting to see more games made by people who care more about making good games than just only studios with big budgets being able to put out games. You know, like we've kind of lost that
It's hard for the
that double A game, that really good double A game like Saints Row the Third, which
it had money behind it, but it wasn't completely.
It didn't have all the advertiser money and all the sponsorship money and all.
But it had enough
fucking,
to get published,
Yeah.
and widely distributed.
And it skates that line finely between like a little too far, but then being able to laugh at itself, and understanding itself. And that's why Metal Gear games have always been cool to me, is that they get their own joke. They realize that it's self-important, and it makes fun of itself for that. So, it's nice to start seeing games come out, like Last of Us, which are AAA titles, but absolutely have like the art and polish of a beautiful, beautiful piece of media. So again, leaving it very vague, but I've never played a game that's like that. Hey,
a trophy! Congratulations.
Where's Dr. Ryan?
I think I think like technology and the way a game is played has to advance to another level, which is like either VR or AR or something, to get like some truly like new groundbreaking types of experiences.
Yeah.
Like
fucking around in VR chat.
The first time, Last of Us 2, I've not even gotten close to scratching the surface of finishing it. While it is like a beautiful, great AAA title, fully polished, and I'm expecting to continue enjoying it. It's been done. This type of game has been done before. I mean, Last of Us 1 has been done. It's a sequel. So I'm just meaning like what's like the next like big like innovation in a game type when you mix two medias.
Last of Us 2. These ones that have just come out in the last few months, these AAA titles, Final Fantasy VII are.
But
Death
how's that
Stranding.
new? It's a remake.
What they're doing more than anything.
Death Stranding, I'll give you.
What they're doing more than anything is they are closing the gap that Kojima was trying to close all the way back here, which is he was trying to make the characters and NPCs feel really lifelike. And when you're watching these new games, when you're watching Last of Us 2 and you're watching Death Stranding and you're watching even Yakuza, you're seeing facial twitches. I brought this up before.
Yeah.
Facial twitches.
This uncanny
mannerisms.
valley shit.
Like, yeah, exactly. Like, Frank's mom's with us for the week, and she's watching me play Last of Us, and she's like, it's very interesting. It looks like a movie. Like, it for people who aren't gamers, video games look more real than they've ever looked, and they're only going to look even better on PS5 and whatever the next generation brings. So.
There's definitely a visual enhancement. I'm curious. You talked about VR chat. You ever fucked around any VR chat?
Me?
Bionic?
No, I don't have that.
I don't either. And like I'm locked into the PlayStation system, which it was
Free
my
on PC?
was my entry level
Oh,
version. But you guys fuck around, Brian, in VR
first
chat?
and foremost,
How
you do
is-
not need VR to go into VR chat.
Yeah, but that's the fun of it.
Oh.
Hey, no, it's not.
Really?
We did VR chat on the Big Dogs last night, and it was such a it was like stumbling across a message board for the first time, and meeting all the funny characters, or when you would go on Vine and you'd see that crazy ass subculture of vapors and all of these like different things, but it wasn't in a bad way, it wasn't like as scummy. Or like
it was a good little snapshot.
It was actually like wholesome.
I remember this map.
Most of those Viners or old school TikTok days, like, or whatever you want to call it, like all of those were very like there are people who are complaining, being negative, like, oh, my job sucks and my fucking pissed off at my boss and my sister took all my money. She's supposed to pay me back. These are more like people are just hanging out, sharing stories, talking about their like VR tracking systems and how to get it to work better. Some of them are VR, some of them are just playing keyboard and mouse.
Yeah,
it's
Martin
free on PC. It's like,
oh fuck, Martin from Gaming Cult talked about playing a lot of VR chat lately and learning a lot of language and that must be a big thing. Is like people speaking different languages.
So that's the other thing
to each other and learning that for the first time. I wish I could restart.
Shouts out. That was in our latest episode
it.
of Game Cult Podcast,
Gotta
which
learn.
I'm dropping in the chat right now.
Yeah, that is out.
That
Shouts
came out
out.
last week on the 17th. Shouts out episode 60, Billy Cock Johnson. It is up. It is out everywhere that you can listen to.
I was listening to a little,
podcasts.
because it's so funny. It's so different when we're here
Yeah.
recording, and then Jake puts so much production into
Yes.
it. It blows me away.
It really,
I
and
gotta
that's
get
one of
up.
the things that I always tell people, because they don't realize in the recording it's just 7 people, 5, 6 people, however many we can get together. Dude, use CQC.
Oh yeah, I forgot the boss trained me in CQC.
But yeah, once I figured out CQC in this game, nobody could touch me. Like, I would just straight run up to people and throw them down.
Where'd this dude go?
Behind you. Yeah, behind that tree.
Yeah, I'm waiting for him to come up the path. Then I'm gonna
Yeah,
flank
then
him.
you're gonna come ropes on the
Here he
floor
is.
like Lady
Whoa,
Gaga.
whoa! Wait, there's 2.
Oh shit! But yeah, no, it's just insane. It just reminds me of early internet where there are so many people like just hanging out, chilling, not being like, not being abusive. Oh, you clicked the button for big scam.
I don't know how I did that. Ah, where'd it go? Ow, ow, ow! There he is.
You
Come
gotta,
here. Sweep the leg.
if you hold it, I
So-
think he throws them down. Oh, are you doing?
I'm doing. I don't know. Do I have to equip just the knife? That'll kill him.
Any weapon that has CQC in the bottom left, you should be
You
able
could
to.
be able. Yeah.
But I think you have to hold. Is it press triangle
Press-
and left and right? Or are you hitting square to attack?
I was hitting square to attack there.
Yeah, this game was confusing because it had a CQC button and an attack button, and then in other games they changed it to be a tab.
Oh, so
as opposed to a
CQC is
hold.
still the attack button.
It's the action button.
The action was triangle. Okay,
Yeah.
I'll try that on the next dude. So thanks again for calling in, Bionic.
Yeah. Did you have any parting words for us? Anything you want to leave us with before we let you go?
Yeah, I just wanted to say quick. I did want to call when you did the Death Stranding
Oh yeah.
stream,
Oh yeah, yeah.
and I just love that game, especially when I think Rock was in the podcast. Like this time when quarantine, it's the best time to play because the game is so much like what's going on now with, people are inside and their packages are coming in, like what Sam's doing, and I just wanted to say the music in that game was just amazing, and the ending song is actually called Death Stranding. It's from that band Churches, and now because of Kojima, I love that band now. I've listened to all their songs.
Really?
Like I would have never have heard of this band if it wasn't for him in this game.
That's cool, man. I'm glad to hear that because he is really, putting that stuff in there because it's stuff he loves and he wants to share that with the audience. So that's cool to hear that you got into the whole band's catalog because of that.
Oh yeah,
I like
I've
that
listened
end
to all
song,
3 of their albums.
Did they do that live
three.
on that? There was a Game Awards with Jeff Keighley.
Yeah, they did it live. Yeah, that's the
that
first
was the
time
opening.
I've ever seen that band. I'm like, okay, like it's starting, she's singing, the smoke is going. I'm like, okay, cool. And then the back comes out, whole orchestra. I'm like, are you kidding me?
Yeah, that was the first time
This
I
is
saw
amazing.
That's the first time I saw what they looked like too. I had no idea what.
Is Churches an orchestra? I don't know shit about
No.
Oh
it's
no.
A band.
They just had it for that song,
Churches.
which is sounds amazing, but it's just the girl that sings and then the 2 guys.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, but
I definitely
then they're
want
all
to check it out
Scottish.
because like there was a lot of really good music in that game. I got the soundtrack, like Ludwig, what is it, Ludwig von Fussel?
Yeah.
I always say his name wrong, but the
Forstel?
soundtrack.
Forstel?
I mean, they have it all on Apple Music too, but and Spotify and everything. So if you guys are into really cool like synth sounding music, that's where you gotta go. Ludwig Forsell, that's it.
And he did some stuff on Phantom Pain too. I mean, they've been working together for a while.
He did the Phantom Pain soundtrack,
Yeah.
and I didn't know that. I
That
thought
whole,
it was
awesome.
Harry Gregson Williams again.
There's some because they use some old songs, but that whole Lost Tapes cassette,
Yeah.
that had like all of his themes on there too, which were cool.
That's pretty fucking cool.
But yeah, man, shouts out. I'm glad that you're enjoying the video games that are around, and Brian, I'm glad you're enjoying the VR chat that's around. And
Dude, there's a lot of video games out.
there's so much to play,
so many
dude.
fucking games right now.
I'm
Man.
having trouble. Thanks, Bionic.
Dude, yeah, thank
Thanks,
you for calling
guys.
back in.
No problem.
I'm glad he
Good night,
liked
then.
Death Stranding. That was
Fuck yeah.
definitely a huge
Huge event.
That was I think a groundbreaking where like, all right, here's this concept that I guess in a story-wise, we haven't done before.
Yeah.
But also in a gameplay mechanic-wise, we've never done anything like that. That rebuilding and that kind of like reconnecting
Yeah.
of a map. I mean, building gear, crafting, yeah, that kind of thing. We've done that before. Really no crafting in Death Stranding. Different system.
Different system for crafting that wasn't a waste of your time.
It was like running errands, and then you would get those people to give you shit. There it is. It's like a double tap, or I gotta hold it. Then I can slit throats. Oh, the sorrow fight's gonna be a bummer, man, because I'm gonna have a lot of slit throats to deal with.
Dude.
Oh, whoa, look at that trophy.
Wow, that's a trophy I never got.
Okay, here's me finally
think I got
getting the controls down and not... Because I kept doing this, like, X down, X up. Oh, God, the view controls are backwards. Oh, shit.
Yeah, it's...
I think I have to invert look.
Oh, yeah, you might have to.
Okay, now I got you. What are we doing? Slitting your throat. That's right, biatch. Take it.
But yeah, for people like Yobshire that talk about walking simulator, it's I know you're joking, so it's all right. Like I'm not taking it that seriously. But in case you aren't, and for those who haven't actually,
there's a jump rope simulator free for the Switch.
I mean, there's that.
Simulate everything. What?
Death Stranding is far more than just a walking simulator. Like,
yeah, it really has.
It's
the boss fights are unique in their boss fights, but it was a unique way to beat them. It was its own thing, man.
Yeah, it's
a very unique Kojima style video game.
It's very much a stripped down game for whatever a regular video game is about, and it focuses on really fun core mechanics, a lot of planning. It's a very calm game until you have a boss fight, and then even then,
or when you get dragged in. I mean,
yeah, even then, once you get familiar with the game, nothing is ever so catastrophic. It's really a relaxing game to play.
Sure.
Yeah, Yobshire, I'm gonna keep it super spoiler free, but it definitely is less about what people have shown. It's that they were purposefully told not to show as much of the game as possible because it's more about the experience of going through the game.
Which I am fucking thankful they didn't show that much.
Yes, me too.
Did I get another trophy?
Yeah, for doing a bunch of CQC.
Oh, wow. CQC, man.
Yeah,
why do I keep unaiming?
Oh,
there we go. Now it's back. I'm having a ball and a biscuit, sugar.
You know, the point is to get to the next area.
No, but this is like I'm relearning, you know, teaching. This is the tutorial stage of Metal Gear 3. This is the tutorial, you know.
So what?
Snake wants me to move on too?
Probably. He wants to know if you're enjoying the live broadcast.
Do I still even have that sound drop? I don't know. Let's take a quick break,
Somewhere.
though, while I wait for the evasion and check my survival viewer. We'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. It's your poorly played stream. It's the Metal Gear Summer stream. And you're tuned in. Welcome back.
Wow.
Welcome back. I love only the Jersey knuckleheads in the Misfits would be singing and then just into the microphone. One more fucking time, you assholes! While they're on stage, directly into the PA system.
Oh, of course.
It's a fucking bunch of hoodlums probably at the show.
Well, I listen to
Glenn
the
has to lay the
Misfits.
smackdown, dude. I've heard Glenn yell. I've seen Glenn yell at numerous sound guys. You know, audience, front of house technicians, stuff like that. I can only imagine what those knuckleheads back in '81 were doing. That was New York City, baby. Fucking violent time, probably.
Fucking checking that guy. Since that
Probably,
guy,
yeah, checking him with a hockey. He wore hockey armor. All the guys wore like hockey pads on their wrists and their knees.
I'm not wearing hockey pads.
Oh my God, Glenn, get out of my ear. All right, I backtracked on all these guys,
Now you go
and
to
I'm
the left.
a bit of a item hoarder in the
Oh.
game. So I was always like maxing my inventory. Even in Metal Gear 2, it'd be like pick everyone up, shake them 5 times, hold
Yep.
everyone up, try to get all the stuff. And it's like you don't need to do that. They'll give you enough.
Yeah, especially in a game like this. More so in RPGs and like
Oh.
previously with like special items. The only thing we gotta get in this game is the crocodile hat, which
We got to get that. We'll get
I
that.
wonder where that is. Eric says that's the only thing we
We'll
have to
get that. Eric, thank you for
Crocodile
thank you
hat,
What the
MGS3.
for gotta remind us. Thank you, dog.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Thank you, dog.
How do you get the crocodile hat? Swim up after the warehouse. You go to the left side, swim under the water, go through the hole. Oh,
Pop. Oops.
I remember that. It's the best hat in the game. Andrew, effectively
Let's see if they see him. Nope, walked right past him.
the hardest boss in Metal Gear Solid for Andrew. Oh, you no longer have a suppressor.
Oh, that's right. Shit.
Was
Oh yeah, the suppressor runs out so fast.
well, you're fired.
Ba, 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 ba.
Was the crocodile hat. The moment Andrew got the
Oh,
crocodile hat in this game, he just didn't do anything else but hide
Get
and
up.
pop
Oh, it's
out.
double pops. Double pops. You're trying to talk to me about a double pop headdress or something with Andrew. I'm sorry, Brian.
Oh, no,
I was getting shot at. And
You've
I was
heard
not
the
paying
story. The
attention.
chat hasn't. But no, yeah,
Shit.
literally just popping out of lockers with that crocodile helmet on.
That
is
doesn't
like-
help you hide or anything, though.
No. He would just get an alert and just go run into the fucking lockers and hide, even while he was being chased, because he's like all he could do was keep saying, "Could you just imagine opening a locker and there's just a dude with a crocodile hat on there and he just pops out." And I'm like, "Yeah, I've seen you do it 20 times now." And he's like, "It's so funny." And just kept doing it.
Could
and
you
he
imagine?
never got past that part of the game, which is like 20 minutes from now gameplay.
You're like, Andrew, yeah, I can imagine. You've
Yeah.
done it.
Yeah, you've been doing it for 2 hours.
I used to just clear the deck in the tanker demo for
Oh yeah.
PS or for Metal Gear 2,
Yeah.
Metal Gear Solid 2, and I would just clear the deck like this. Over, I would kill everyone, and then I would just like throw them all overboard. Like, I don't know, no evidence here.
I
Oh,
also liked you can cut the rope
whoa.
on the bridge by shooting it
Oh, really?
or by cutting it, but then it makes the bridge harder to walk over.
Yeah.
So if somebody
it's-
else is walking, they trip up and fall over it. But yeah.
Yeah,
the,
that's right.
Oh yeah, the croc cap does actually help you underwater. I forgot it helps you breathe underwater.
You can hold oxygen longer. Okay, cool.
Yeah, because you're a sneaky little crocodile.
I like that. I like it. Let's see. I'm gonna dump him. Give me a drop. Oh, didn't quite get it. Now this isn't where I hang and I can go under and get that item, right? That's
It's on the other side. of the
other
bridge.
side of the bridge. Right. Shall I spare him? Nah. Everyone must die. Leave no prisoners. How do you fucking... There we go. A little clipping issue. Clipped into the wall there for a sec. Brian, do we have more loaded into the Discord? I know
we
patiently sitting in the waiting room.
We certainly do.
Probably huge Metal Gear fans.
We're gonna again. I like seeing new names. We got King Protus here. What up, King?
What's up, King?
Protus.
We two kings in the castle here.
Hey, how's it going?
What's up, dude?
How you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. Long time, first time.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, dude.
That's the radio
Whoa.
shtick. I like that.
Don't
Oh,
get
I'm not supposed to look at that. I'm supposed
Also,
to
you
look
do
at
have
this.
grip.
Yep.
Triangle?
Triangle pulls me up.
That always would fuck me up every single time I'd pick up a Metal Gear game. For
X
the first
drops
time.
ya.
Like X or triangle.
Yeah.
But yeah, sorry. What's going on, King Protus?
Not much. Just super happy to see Snake Eater played. Was just chatting with the other guys about how cool
Is everyone
MGS
hyped?
is, and oh yeah, everyone's super stoked. It's really fun talking to everyone about their like experience with MGS because I feel like everyone's played it in a different order.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
And each
Like I
person-
started with 4.
Okay.
Wow.
That's the Bodhi method, as we talked about earlier too. Yeah.
that's hey, whatever method got you into
Yeah,
this
it's whichever-
series is really the best.
Whichever was the most popular when you picked it up, I'm sure.
The other cool thing about it is that again, each person's play style differs so much as well. Like the way that Garrett plays, even now, compared to the way that I would be playing, it's like it's so interesting because through watching other people play, and this is what Kojima loved about it. You can just walk around that bridge. You don't have to. Oh, I
You go
see what you're
down and then you
doing.
go under there.
You can hang and grab that branch.
Yeah. But you got to get on this side, I think. Let's see. Whoa.
Oh! But yeah, shit like that, right? Like I watched somebody do that. Nobody had explained it to me beforehand, but I think like Artur did that once, and I'm like, what? And now you have like a fucking
Sniper.
I think that's a handgun. Is it a
Sniper. I think it's a sniper.
But yeah, right. Like just cool shit like that. Like people in the chat were saying they didn't find out that you could use CQC that way until like,
What's the
way
knock
into
knock
the
knock?
game. Square?
Action? It's not working.
Is it square?
There it is.
Yeah, just CQC him right off the ledge.
Yeah, I will.
Just pop out.
I'd never seen this little
Oops. Wrong
hidden
button.
area before. That's crazy.
Oh!
Look, the water splash. There are games now that don't have a water splash when a character falls from that far.
That was like how Mola Ram dies in Temple of Doom.
Dude, there's like geisha face paint that you can get. If you let it sit there longer, it stops saying Snake is dead and it switches to time
paradox. Yeah.
Like, just details
got
like
another
that.
shot. I got another shot.
That are really really fun about this game. I fucking love it. It's such a good game. But King Protus, what's the purpose of your call?
Yeah. What's the purpose?
I don't know. I'm just kind of chilling. I had a few ideas, but every time I have an idea for what I want to chat about, it's just like...
I'm into your ideas, man. I run it by me. I'm like a Shark Tank for Twitch streamers. Give me your ideas.
So, I have a podcast I won't promote because that's annoying, but I was thinking of doing just like a solo episode where I just do it like by myself instead of having my co-host. And it just feels really weird to me to like sit there alone
talking to
chat.
yourself.
It is.
God, look at the first like 2 years of the PPS.
It is the weirdest thing you can ever do, and it tests your ambition on whether or not you want to keep
Is it
doing
weird?
it.
Is it weird?
It's weird just because you're never more self-aware than when you're sitting by yourself in front of a microphone wherever you record. For me, it was on my couch in the living room on top of a Bud Light plastic bucket that Jazz got me. I had a good microphone, I had everything connected, but the idea of me sitting there and it like, because I'd done the Go Home show with Eric for 2 or 3 years at that point, and we've been doing the podcast here since 2000 whatever 8 or 9, but like when you do it on your own, there's nobody to toss to, there's no one to feed off of, you're very aware
there's no audience.
Everything.
That's why on the PPS, before Brian was sitting with me here, I needed the constant call, the Skype call, to operate, because you got to have something to balance off of. I see what you're saying, Brian.
Yeah, you're just very aware of the dead space, which isn't a bad thing, but like especially from coming from a production background, silence is the worst thing that you could have on air. So you never want to leave too much silence if there's supposed to be something going on.
Not radio silence. That's why I got background music going and everything.
Exactly, and that's also why Jake uses so much resources to produce the Gaming Cult podcast.
Yeah.
But yeah, so for the main thing,
third
King
time's the
Protus,
charm,
is that you just do it. Nike came
power
up with
through.
They came up with the best slogan ever, and the slogan really is just about like, it's not. When I was younger, I read it as like, you just do it. Yeah, you just do it. oh man, yeah, these guys are tough. They just do it.
Oh fuck.
Now I kind
God
of interpret
damn
it as like
Fired my gun on accident.
when you're worried, when you're anxious about something, but you know you want it to be done, fucking just do it. Just do it. If you're ever worried, oh man, I have to talk in front of a room full of 50 people, don't worry about it. Just fucking do it. Get up there, make sure you're prepared, write your shit, know what you're gonna say. You can refer to your cards and just do it. If you're worried about how it's gonna be, you're gonna get caught up on the worry. So once I got past that crest of, man, I must look so weird. Oh, what if my roommate comes home while I'm recording my Lost podcast? And welcome everyone to We Go Back. I'm your host Brian Obushokra, and on this week's episode, we're gonna review a show that's been off the air for 10 fucking years.
Dude, on my break today, I went into my truck and I recorded the voiceover for the promotion that I posted today. I put all of the video assets together, but then I had to wait till my lunch break to go sit in my truck. And people were walking by me, and you can hear when someone's talking in a car. You can hear them if they're talking at full volume.
You know exactly.
I'm sitting there going, "Welcome to the Poorly Played stream. Today we're gonna be playing Metal Gear." And yeah, you don't give a fuck anymore.
You stop being self-conscious about how you must look to somebody.
Yeah, I just don't care. But you get that with just being comfortable doing it forever. I definitely, like you guys were just saying, you know, like I adapted things to allow me to sit and do that by myself and not feel weird. Like, you're gonna do that podcast without your partner and just record your audio, sit in a room by yourself. Well, that shouldn't feel weird because you're making something, you know. But maybe putting out the final product where it's just me talking. Like, I didn't want that for the PPS where it's just gameplay and just me talking. So I added all these background MIDI songs, and I got that from Jake, and he always puts the background music on the Gaming Cult podcast. I thought, oh, I don't know of any game streams that have background music. Let me do background music on my game stream, no matter what. Even if it's gotten complaints before, I think people have been like, you're playing music that has background music in it, and then you're adding background music. I'm like,
yep,
it's layered, baby.
That's the Garrett Hunter way.
It's
that's
layered.
The PPS.
You gotta have
For me, it's like I just the dead silence thing. What you were saying, Brian. It's like even when I'm editing the podcast that I normally do with my co-host, whenever he takes like a long break or a breath, I like kind of cringe a little bit because I'm just like, I don't know. In my mind, I have this idea. It's like, no, people are going to get bored if there's not constant talking, which I know it's kind of a little silly, but
no, you're trying to. This is how I always explain it to everybody, and I've had this conversation with anybody who creates content or anything.
That's tricky, yeah.
You're trying to make sure that you're not missing obvious points. So when you hear silence, you're like, ooh, that's an obvious point, we should fill it. But if you don't have anything to fill it with, especially if it's an edited podcast, if you go back, you cut out some of the breaths. When I did We Go Back, I started off not doing as much editing. By the end of it, I did a lot more editing because I realized, main thing, by myself, if I don't write more of a script or a hit list, I ramble. Because then I'm filling my airspace because I think I shouldn't be silent. Now,
welcome to my world.
For me,
the show's rambling on for 7 years straight.
it's word economy, though.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Right?
So you would go in and actually remove your breaths and
I would
stuff?
remove breaths.
That's what he's asking.
I would remove points that were
That's interesting.
Were reiterated. Like if I had
already said
that, or if I didn't like how I said it, I would just say it more clearly. Like if I had three ideas that I grouped together, then I said it the first time they were kind of separate, I would group them together and make a more coherent point.
Yes.
There's nothing wrong with going, I didn't like that take. Again, if you're recording it. If it's live, write down what you want to talk about.
Yeah,
Always write
God.
it down. Always have a hit list of what you want to go to.
I definitely do that. I've always gone to notes when you're doing the PPS. I've always gone to notes from usually that day or that morning of brainstorming all day what I want to do on the show. And like even right now I have notes that are go-tos for certain things that come up, like story times or whatever. So it's like, oh, if I'm on the spot, I can't think of that.
Yeah, and
Fuck,
go watch
have it written down.
Go watch a stand-up comedian. A stand-up comic is a great example. They have their 45, they have their hour, whatever long their set is, they still have cards. They still
not all of them. They
not
get
all
off
of them,
book,
but
that's
dude,
you have to write it down. That's like the biggest.
Yeah,
part.
Even George Carlin would sometimes have, like, if they go to take a water break, sometimes it's just like, okay, where am I in the show? Okay, here.
Yeah.
Just as a quick reminder, I mean, set lists for a fucking
Yeah,
band.
there's no shame in it, I think, especially small rooms when comics are trying stuff out. A lot of people go on stage with a notebook. It's weird seeing everyone on their phones now, though. They do that, the notes in their phone.
Yeah, I don't
I've seen a lot of that.
I never enjoy this on a live broadcast. Now, sometimes, like,
I would
on
go
the-
with a notebook.
It feels so distracted.
on Big Dogs, for instance, when I'm on there, I don't want to have my laptop on my lap the whole episode, and like it's just limiting in the mobility. It's no need for it. So certain chat things, certain like social media things, the phone's really what it's for. But yeah, when the guy's like reading shit off his phone to you, then I'm like, I get it. It's a little bit less professional, and that's kind of breaking that barrier.
The notepad, just like when you're on stage, notepad looks better than a phone.
Yeah.
Now
that's just how it is. I think.
Now I think that'll be generationally, that'll go away eventually, and everyone will just be like, no, fuck, go on your phone. Who
Yeah,
cares?
because I'm so used to having conversations, full-on conversations with people while all of us are just sitting on our phones. But
Yeah.
we're still talking. We're just also browsing whatever we're browsing on the internet. So, yeah, like.
Thought I had this fool. I thought I had this fool.
The main idea
I can still get him, right?
is that if you're going into a live show and you're hitting that point where you're like, oh, I don't know what to say, share your insight. Like, I don't know what your podcast is about, but I assume that you'll be talking about something you're familiar with or that you're interested in.
Totally, yeah.
Talk about the things that interest you, why you got into this. Talk about some of the things that you think are a given, but aren't actually a given to some people who are listening. I know when I did the Lost podcast, I at first was like, people are going to just say, we already know this shit, Brian. Why are you wasting our time? And then I kept getting messages that were the opposite. It was, I never thought about it this way. Thanks for letting me know that. And it's like, going back to Metal Gear, it's like the way that I play Metal Gear is different than the way that Garrett plays it than everybody else. So the way that you view a show is going to be different. And the way my insight was my approach for it was to help people who aren't used to watching media with a more watchful eye, to give them a clue on how to do that, indicators of what or what to look for in the indicators of what they might be trying to do. So
the podcast that I do is about Jojo, like the Jojo manga.
Okay,
and so yeah, if you're familiar at all, like the current arc that's happening is like
Not
super
familiar,
mystery focused, and it's really fun because every month when we get a new chapter, everyone gets to speculate about like, oh, where is this gonna go? Like, oh, is this character gonna show up again?
Oh, that's cool that you're doing something that's like being episodically released. Yeah, that is a whole different take on it.
Yeah, it's really fun because we do get a lot of comments where sometimes, like, and this is why I like doing it with a co-host, like you'll say something and then it'll trigger your other person to say like, oh, I have a theory about this thing, and then there's a lot of speculation in the comments about it. I don't know, it's a really fun environment.
I definitely need a co-host as we've set up the PPS now. The format is like, it's almost necessary because I want the downtime to think of something while Brian's articulating on a point, or vice versa, you know.
That's the other thing.
Yeah, and it's like a well-oiled machine.
Yeah.
You
and if
get
you
into
work
a rhythm.
Yeah, if you work good with the guy, you get into that rhythm. And how long have you and your partner been doing your podcast?
It's been about almost 3 years. We're actually heading up on our 3-year anniversary, which is fucking crazy.
Dude, what is your podcast again?
Yeah, what's it called?
Please promote it if you got a podcast.
Oh, sure. So it's called Joe Kakaka.
Joe Kakaka.
K-A-K-A?
Yeah.
K-A-K-A-K-A.
Yeah, we're pretty much everywhere. YouTube is obviously the best place because there's already so many like JoJo YouTubers, which I don't really like to consider myself part of. But there's so many. There's so many people already there that it's great because people will see the videos and they instantly know what we're talking about and can get really into the discussion. Well, thank you so much for letting me promote my shitty JoJo podcast.
No, dude, see, hey, like legit. The fact that you have 3,000 subscribers for a JoJo podcast, that's a lot. You're getting, holy fuck, dude, you're getting like a few K views on each of your episodes. Like, you're doing good. Like you're the fact that you're getting
Brian's
that kind
impressed.
Of viewership.
Brian likes.
When I did,
He's
when
impressed
I did,
by your podcast. Man.
When I did We Go Back, I did nothing to
Oh
promote.
fuck! There was a grenade.
When
right there.
when I did that show, it was more of a passion project than anything. And like even on like the last episode, which is probably one of the most viewed, I got 346 views. You know, on the first episode, I got like a few thousand, but like not even that much, 1,700. The fact that you're hitting consistently that many viewers, and I don't know what you're doing in terms of your analytics on Spotify, or if you're, you know, what you're doing.
YouTube is way best.
Yeah.
Like YouTube is like the
You gotta be
the
on
best,
YouTube.
but
it's just the biggest platform for video content.
The best thing I can do, the best advice I can give is to tell you that viewership isn't always a great example of, it isn't always the best metric, but it's a great example of if people are engaged and if they are listening. And to have 10,000 views on a video you put up 5 days ago, that's pretty good.
Yeah, that's pretty good, man.
So
we actually, by like a weird YouTube algorithm thing, one of our old videos got 100,000 views, and I was just like, what is happening?
Hey, dude,
it was crazy.
You hit on something. Like, there's need. People want, obviously, some JoJo podcasts.
Yeah. It's a popular show. There's a lot of things going on. People don't always get what you get, especially with something as complex as an anime, and I'm assuming as complex as fucking JoJo. Like, there's going to be nuances and things that you can't recognize unless you're already familiar with the thing too. Like, watching a show over and over helps you understand patterns that they use to communicate. Every show, if it's a good show, will establish its communication foundation very early on and help you understand it. And if you're good at it, like, for instance, spoiler free, the opening of Last of Us 2, every beat I went, fuck, I know what's gonna happen. Fuck, I know what's gonna happen. Fuck, I know what's gonna happen. But I wasn't upset that I already knew, like I would, and you know, like on Law and Order SVU, I could like pretty much tell you who the criminal was gonna be.
He did it. It was
He
that.
did it. It was that guy. This
But
is a red
she's
herring.
lying, and then it was also the father involved.
Exactly. It's
You
like
could see it coming from a mile away. You like Mariska Hargitay's chin.
yeah, and it's you know, it's something that it's telegraphed.
Yeah.
That's bad telegraphing. Whereas a game like Metal Gear or Last of Us will use what you know about the brand and the mythos, and they'll play it against you. Lost does this too, and I'm sure Jojo does. Like, hey, we know what you're used to in anime, so we're gonna play against that, play the fourth wall.
Those expectations, yeah.
Yeah,
In a way.
Game of Thrones was one of the other examples of an art medium that used tropes and played them against you. Like, I don't know how far you've gotten, but in the first season.
No, bro, I didn't watch it.
Well, yeah, I know you don't care, but
I finished it, and I'm a big fan of the books.
So you know King Protus when with the whole Ned Stark thing. I remember that was the moment I went, this is gonna break many more rules than this, and that's what got me into the show. It was this show had a consequence for actual actions rather than just a candy-coated,
Where the fuck did he? Where is
soft pillow for everybody to fall on because we love the main character.
Sonar.
You know? So that's what I mean. Like the fact that you're going this far to have a JoJo podcast means that you're already seeing stuff about JoJo. You're excited to talk about JoJo. There are things that maybe people don't understand that you understand because that's how passionate you are about it. Even talking about your experience.
One of the things that's
Go ahead.
I'm sorry. I just want to say one of the things that's super unique about JoJo is that the creator has been writing it by himself for like over 30 years at this point.
Yeah.
So there's just so much that can be referenced and like recontextualized and reincorporated.
Yeah.
What is really, with these? It's just fun.
These manga artists and their lifetime projects that they never can fucking end. Sadamoto with the Evangelion manga that would come out one issue every like 4 years by the end of it. The guy who does Berserk is like still trickling out episodes of that show or that pressing.
You know what it is?
And then this dude, what is it?
It's over there. It's a respect for the artist and their intent.
It is.
And because a manga is literally one of the least fucking like expensive avenues.
It's funny. It's like the one thing where they get to like. It's very common for that one artist to just do his life project forever.
And it's a lot of times it's because they can. Again, the production cost is all on them. They do all the inking, all the writing, all of the fucking everything. So all the publisher has to do is publish it and promote it.
Yeah, but they gotta get it.
That's
They always have problem getting it on time.
And so that's why I think they wait until they have a volume to do at least one series, and then they'll do the series, and then that gives you accessibility into the series. The licensing for the manga is probably through the same distribution channel as the anime, so they're gonna make their money that way, and it's more of a respect of the art.
Kill them both.
All
three of them. I got all three of them with
nice,
that.
dude. But yeah,
there's someone like Togashi, the guy that does Hunter x Hunter, who pretty much, even though he doesn't even like publish every month, like sometimes he goes like literal like years without publishing a new chapter, but he's still able to get his book or his new chapters put in Shonen Jump just because he has so much clout in the industry, basically.
It's weird with manga artists. Is like the only thing I hear of that like they'll let an auteur do that kind of shit, like Kojima, for example, with these games. They'll let him to a certain point. You see kind of what happened when Konami said, "Hey, no more. Put the fucking game out of whether it's finished or not with Phantom Pain."
Yeah.
But for most of the life of a project, there's certain auteurs like that, but there's a lot of them in manga. There's a lot of like one universal mind behind the manga, and they let that guy be the creator.
That's how it is in American comic books too. Like in a lot
Don't
of
they always trade off different authors?
So that's the one thing. It's like you're right, because they'll like for an arc, like for Batman or whatever, like a recurring character, a legacy character like that. But in that case, they'll give.
But like Robert Kirkman wrote every Walking Dead until they finished it.
Yeah.
So I see what you mean.
Or like Frank Miller wrote all of
Sin City
Preacher and Sin City. But like Grant Morrison, a great Batman writer, wrote for 2 years some of the best Batman stories in the mid 2000s to the 2010s. You know, a lot of what made The Dark Knight popular. Like the same themes were taken from that, as well as a bunch of other things. But like the idea is, comic books it's still the place where you can have somebody who writes, draws, and does everything. We have that in media too, outside of comic books. Like you'll see James Cameron, you'll see you'll see like Peter Jackson.
Oh fuck.
To an extent, for a while, George Lucas.
Yeah, that's true.
Where it's like, well, yeah, 20th Century Fox, you're distributing the movie. I'm making the movie, and you're not telling me what goes in my movie.
Ava is like that. It's like only Hideaki Anno can make the Ava movie.
Yep.
So it's like we're just waiting for him. Like as long as it takes,
Yeah, and it's because again, it's a respect of the integrity of the work itself. Like we're not going to write this story for you. This is your story. You're the one who's coming up with it, and like it's a better partnershut over there when it comes to that. And I'd much rather Shigeru Miyamoto said it. It's like a rushed game is forever bad. A good game is always good. You know, like whatever. I'm misappropriating it entirely, but like
you gotta polish shit sometimes. It takes a little longer.
Game is forever bad.
What did Cyberpunk 2077 just get delayed like 2 months too?
Yeah.
So we're
hey, but I'm fine with that getting delayed.
Hell yeah.
Again,
I want it to be good, and
I don't need the thing.
I got enough to play right now.
I don't need video games. I got games games that are thousands of fucking hours that I still played from PS2.
Classic. Haven't even played it yet.
Yeah, like there's so much. Oh, you can roll that barrel down and knock him out.
Oh, that's right. You can. I know you distract him, but you can knock him out.
Yeah.
Let's do that. I remember the distraction.
I got that huge bundle that was like the bundle for racial equality, and so now I have like 1,000 new games that I'll never play.
Jesus Christ. The Steam
but
bundle.
There were some real good ones in there.
I've always been scared of a Steam bundle because it's like, well, I'm just gonna get lost. My whole library will be bad rats and a bunch of shit I don't want to have in my library because I'm never gonna play these. I've always been afraid of like the bundles, the summer games bundles, or any of that.
Yeah, I mean, I guess a great example is
because, like I said, I got enough games already.
Yeah.
That I know of and I'm buying.
And also, when there are games out like that, when there aren't games out, I get creative. I start trying new shit.
Well,
Shit
go
that I
back.
wouldn't- Yeah.
Play your old stuff. If it's so good and it's your favorite, you've only played it like once. I got so many games that are like my favorite franchises, and it's like Metal Gear 2 last year. It's like, man, I only played that once as a kid, where I didn't really even have a full grasp. I just had picked up so much of the further stories in the further games of the series that it's like, okay, I learned all about this. But having our full playthrough on the PPS, even as fractured as it is, taking calls and not really paying attention the whole time, it was still like a blessing to be able to go back and play my old games.
Dude, that's how it was when I replayed Metal Gear 4 last year. You know, I just decided to replay
same.
Metal Gear 4, and I did it over like a weekend, basically.
Oh, hell yeah.
And like, I hadn't played it since the first time it came out, and it was incredible. It was like, wow, I get this so much more, you know, like.
Yeah.
And when you're a kid.
That's one too. When we do 4 next year on the summer stream, that'll be the second time I've played it, because I've never gone through and completed it a second time. Just dipped in again.
Yeah.
What a great game.
And I haven't touched this since
3DS.
I never got it on 3DS because I burned myself out on the. Well, I didn't burn myself out on this game, but I played this game to the fucking end and back. Like I've gotten every end finish. I've gotten like as much as I could in this game. Like gone to every area, snuck through everything, crawled under everything. Like
you know the front and back of Grozny Grad.
I did.
You know
for a long
the
time.
inside and the outside of Ava.
I probably beat this game like 7 or 8 times. Like this is up there with like number of times beaten. Because what I would do is I would speedrun games after a while. Like games that I loved, I would just try to see how fast I could beat them because I knew where everything was. That's why I've also played Zelda Ocarina of Time 8 times as well. Because it's like, oh, I know where everything is, and I would just go, and you'd have the necessary conversations.
Yeah.
But like, I figured out ways to like, not do like regular speed runs like how people are now. But
sure.
I could get to
you were doing that before people called it speed running. I think you just would play your favorite game over and over and over again.
And isn't that what you did with Resident Evil 1 and 2 and 3? And then like,
definitely Resident Evil 1. It was like, it was in that era, I guess, where I had first gotten the PlayStation, which was my favorite console, and that one I played over and over again. But it's really now in my life where I go back and I play my favorite games like a maniac over and over and over again. Like with Final Fantasy, or with Metal Gear Phantom Pain.
Yeah, I've been wanting to play that again too because I only played it once.
It was just me going, I love playing this game. I love
much fun.
So much fun running around and doing whatever. And that's what I'm doing now again in GTA 5. For the last month, I've just been like, why do I have so much fun driving around in GTA 5? Hey, it doesn't matter. Just
having fun.
Put your old games back in and keep playing them if there's nothing new to play. Like, I don't sell my shit. I don't get rid of it. I'm a collector. That way, I like a physical copy anyway.
Yeah.
I regret selling all of my games when I was younger. Like, I wish I still had my original PS1 and all of my PS1 games.
Yeah. I would suggest not selling any of your physical games because...
No, never again.
At a certain point, it's just not going to live online with Nintendo or Sony or Sega or whoever's servers that it's on now. It's not going to be there forever.
Absolutely.
So if you get it on a hard drive, that's cool. But, emulation may be there forever. May.
But it's like trying to get a classic card to run.
Yeah.
Like it literally is the same sort of thing. Like you could have all the parts and pieces that you need, and for some reason,
where there's a will, there's a way.
But honestly,
where there's money, there's gonna be. But I think about the money aspect, and I'm like, all right, given all of these games back to GameStop for pennies on the dollar, it would have been like a fucking $3 trade-in for Metal Gear Solid 2 Substance. So rather than get that $3, I don't need that $3 that bad. I'm gonna hold off, and then I don't have to spend whatever I would trying to like emulate this or get this running in some other way in 10 years.
Yeah.
Because I really like, I go back and I play my NES games and it's like, wow, this is fucking crazy. Like, I had this in the fucking 80s.
Yeah.
And I'm playing. What's to say why, like, in another 20 or 10 years, I would go back and want to play Metal Gear 3. You know what I mean? And like dust off an old PS2 and like, let's see if I can get this fucking thing working.
I mean, I will pop in my Dreamcast to play King of Fighters, even though I have King of Fighters.
What would be? I wonder if there'll just be technology, some hologram technology that's so far advanced in 20 more years that you could recall on some service.
VR
yeah.
chat.
Metal Gear 3 for PlayStation 2.
So
Let me bring it up in my queue.
And so that's where I'm like, hey, I think, while we are a little worried about the loss of physical media, and I do completely understand that, it's really cool to have records that I know have been like first issue records from back in the day and so forth. You know that this has been played.
Oh, fuck, I didn't mean to skip a cutscene.
This was pressed onto the vinyl, and like, it came from an original master record. So that's like a cool little piece of history. You got a little chunk of history. But ultimately,
Ooh, Young Gun.
You got to think about like.
God damn it! I did not mean to fucking skip the most important cutscene of the game.
Oh.
I'm not gonna. I'm going to redo that from my save because there's no way I'm not going to.
Yeah, that's the
do
coolest
that.
cutscene in the game.
I was like skipping through the fucking codec thing and I skipped a cutscene there. Man, that's fucked up.
We need to see my boy Ocelot.
You got to see your boy Ocelot and me fighting him. Wow! He does his cool meow thing.
Wow.
When did I last save? I don't think I have.
Wow.
I don't think I have saved, so I don't think I can do this.
You know what's good?
Does the game autosave?
No, this is pre-autosave.
Yeah.
I thought did you save?
No, I didn't. I just talked to paramedic.
You can you can save now and go to the movie show.
The movie channel
Yeah.
and watch it? All right, we could try that out. Well, you've been on quite a long time,
dude,
King.
great call.
Yeah.
What?
Thank you so much for having me on, guys.
What would you like to say as a final thought? Let everyone know.
I would just want to tell everyone to play every MGS game.
All right.
Let every MGS game give a chance.
Okay.
I'm with that. Thank you, King Protus.
Even Acid, he said. Acid 2 and Acid, he
Hey,
said.
check him out. Check him out.
They're a little different. Hey, Snake, you ever heard of Godzilla?
Fucking Snake.
Like, I've never heard of Godzilla. Come on.
Well, back then, movies were a new thing.
Yeah, it was a
Back then-
silent era.
Back then, they were saying that moving pictures with color were never going to be the thing.
No. The talkies, they called them.
But don't you love how every
wanna-
step of the way people fight and scream to say that this isn't going to be the next wave of whatever it is, and it is every single fucking time?
Yeah.
That's my favorite thing about... Oh, did you change the axis up and down?
No, I think it's the right way.
Okay.
It's just weird. When you go into first-person mode, both analog sticks will control the camera, left or right.
Oh!
So that was very jarring because I would like... I don't know what I was trying. I think I was getting confused.
That must have been a convenience feature they added later, because I don't know if that was originally... I think you could only do it with left to look, but I don't remember now.
Pop. Just kill all these fucking dudes. Pop, pop, pop. Wake up. Oh yeah, we want to watch that cutscene. I think I would have to quit the game.
You'd have to quit the game and come back.
Load back in.
Or we could look it up on YouTube. But.
Let me just see what the boss has to say. I haven't talked to her yet. Oh, still can't get in contact.
Yeah.
I need to talk to my former teacher and leader. She's so beautiful in her white gown. Is that a virginal symbology there? The boss would be having a white sneaking suit there?
I thought hers was silver.
It's white. I mean, there's silver accents, but I mean, it's mostly white.
You're probably right.
I never thought about that. Virgin Mary type imagery in that.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because I always thought it was kind of like that, very brilliant silver. And that's why it looked white. But
Very brilliant.
I have no fucking clue.
I got a
I'm looking at here.
beautiful figure that was put out by. Well, that's the Phantom Pain version.
Yeah.
That's
Which
Brian's looking at the scans from. I loved that. That was a DLC thing. You could get that sneaking suit. That was really fucking cool.
I think they say it's made from the same shit that astronauts wear when they go to space.
Some shit like the Furies costume.
Yeah.
Oh, well, isn't there some backstory where Boss was sent into space?
That's why, like, this whole thing was about, like, space and exploration.
Yeah.
It was 64 right before the,
Space race.
We faked the moon landing, so.
I love all of the. It's funny. There's that meme going around with The Last of Us and Ellie, like, name a character that went through more of whatever, and everyone's just posting replies to that of like, fucking Pepsi Man and Cool Spot and, or just like legitimate like, hey, this Gears character Marcus Phoenix or whatever, this happened to him, this happened to this. It's like, it's a valid meme and it's funny in its own way, but I just think about like the boss, her story I love so much in the overarching Metal Gear Solid story. I love the boss's whole arc of being betrayed and used by her country.
Yeah.
And her will and how her message was misinterpreted by different people to carry it on. I just love her as a figure, and it is really the start of everything.
She is absolutely my favorite Metal Gear character. Like,
oh yeah, totally. Same here.
It's like
I've got this beautiful Hot Toys figure that Trish got me of. I have like 2 Hot Toys, and they're both the Metal Gear figures.
Yeah.
But my favorite one, I think, like hands down right now, my favorite figure, statuette, whatever, is that Hot Toys version of the boss from Metal Gear 3.
It's great. I mean, she's
got the poncho. It's all
great.
Vinyl. So it's
loyalty to the end, Jack.
Demo theater.
Loyalty to what though? And that was her whole
I mean,
question.
till the end, till Jack kills her. I mean, it was like loyalty to your own death and accepting that for your country.
The game?
I don't know. I think I'm loading the data to let me know where what cutscenes I can play. I don't know. Let's see. Whoa! I forgot about demo theater. Okay.
So it's gonna be... ...
Beehive. Commencing virtuous mission. Contacting Sokolov.
Oh,
so I've already gone.
Right
I've already gone through and beat the game, so I've got other stuff.
And
opened.
they unlock these all right away to start. So I think it's.
Why would they unlock like cutscenes you haven't seen before?
Well, because the HD collection.
Oh, okay.
So I think it's.
We haven't seen the pain yet. Are we in Selino Yarsk?
Yeah.
No.
But you're not at the Halo jump. You're.
You
contact Sokolov, so I think it's the one at.
No, we did those two. It's this, and then it's this.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Triangle. I like it that he crouched on it. Kneel.
So that's the thing. Subdude brings it up. It's
what's that?
She did it all knowingly for her country. She was a true hero and a patriot. She knew that she was going to get betrayed. She knew that she was going to be the scapegoat. She knew that it was all going to be pinned on her, and she still did it because that
was what needed to be done.
That's what needed to be done.
Yeah, the writing of that character's will and everything is.
This is the first game that ever made me cry.
What I love. Oh, really?
At the end of the game, where you realize that that's what she did, you're like, oh, wow. Loyalty even against myself.
Mm-hmm.
If I give myself up for a cause, I have to give myself up entirely for that cause. Loyalty to the end of that cause, and that's Jack realizes that, he was manipulated to kill the boss at the end. I mean, we'll get there.
It's so it's such a cool story too, because it's like it sets up the repeating. In my timeline, we talked about how everyone's played these in different orders.
Mm-hmm.
I played them in the order of Metal Gear Solid, Metal Gear Solid 2, Metal Gear Solid 3, Metal Gear Solid 4, 5, Peace Walker 5. Like, I play them in the release order.
Yeah.
Which I think is, if I had to pick, now that they're all out, or at least all the Kojima ran ones, now that they're all out, I would do them in release order. Because it's cool how this is the first story, but it's not the first time I've seen the roles played out. But it's showing me as the viewer, hey, these roles are always going to play out in this way. And then it's, it happens with the boss, and her partner. Then it's going to happen with Solid Snake and Master Miller. Then it's going to happen with, it's just going to be this history repeating itself type scenario.
I hope everyone's enjoying the live broadcast.
I do have it today, Brian.
Hell yeah. Yeah, it's so fucking cool. It's like this one adds the layer of why everybody did it and like how, like you said, how it all started and like.
Well, lays a groundwork too for the they in they are rigging it or they are fighting proxy wars. It's the setup for the philosophers and what the Lalelulelo was, and it's just all of that, how absolute power corrupts. Fucking zero.
Yeah, and again, Subdude brings it up. It's a perfect backstory for Big Boss to do what he did. It's that no villain is ever truly really a villain. They always have some reason, some justification that to them makes the most sense. It's the right thing to do. It's a sacrifice that is necessary.
If you were Big Boss in this game and you went through everything that your government, it was his mentor, the boss's will to stay true to the end, Jack. You know what I mean? Like, she was devoted.
Yeah.
But Big Boss or Snake, he's like, fuck this. They fucked her over.
Yeah.
I'm not going to let him do that to me.
Yeah. I'm going to fuck nations because these nations are just going to manipulate us for their own interests. I'm going to start my own nation, Outer Haven, Outer Heaven.
Well, that's yeah.
And that was that's what we see going into Peace Walker and into
you can see how Miller manipulates the scenario too. You see how even this mission can only happen because there's this Cold War going on and they're using Volgan.
Yeah.
I mean, he's a pawn in it in the end.
And again, that goes to what Super Smash Snake just said in the chat. I hate what they did with Volgan in 5. You're not supposed to like it. You're supposed to hate it. He's being like
even after his death, he's still being manipulated.
Exactly. The idea of like imposed duty. It's like, oh well, yeah, until I die, and then they're still bastardizing him after his death and controlling him. And so yeah, Big Boss doesn't want to be a part of that.
Like a fucking Tupac Shakur hologram. They're just puppeting his corpse around and dancing it, just willy nilly.
Yep, and that's
now,
pretty fucking crazy.
I'm afraid. I think this is where I
Just
started.
press triangle.
I think I skipped some shit here.
Like if you hold it down.
Oh yeah, hold down triangle and let go. Because I didn't even want to fast forward through that other. We watched that other cutscene twice, but whatever.
It's totally worth
we got pretty far for the PPS today. We'll wrap up with our favorite little Meow Boy cutscene, and then we saved the game, perfect for a place to start next Wednesday. If we do have another Discord caller, though, now would be the time.
Yeah, it would.
I love how Sokolov is like hiding behind him, trying to play.
Yeah.
Trying to play cool.
And he's this game's Otacon.
Yeah, totally.
I mean,
it's
entirely.
This is the birth of it, but it is just the recreated thing, which is in itself so funny.
This fucking dork. All right, let's talk to Breaklin. We'll give him a sec to unmute their mic.
I'm so fucking happy.
I'm so happy to talk to Breaklin today.
Me too. Bracklin.
Bracklin.
If it is Brack, that's pretty cool.
Oh, Brack.
I don't know.
I love the Brack show.
Dude, that and Space Ghost Coast to Coast, like, we're fucking cool. All right.
Martin C. Croker, R.I.P. R.I.P. C. Croker. What's up, Bracklin? Are we getting it right?
I'm good.
He's laughing. I don't know.
Dude.
It sounds good to me. What can we do for you?
It's just.
Well, it sounds like we're getting every third word or so. Thanks for trying, Bracklin. I don't know what went wrong. Sometimes, the chips fall where they may.
Yeah, let's do It Expo.
The bullet shells are about to fall.
There we
What's
go.
up?
That's
What's
a
up?
lot better.
How you doing there,
How are
Expo?
Yo, I'm doing good. I was just having a great little chat. Yeah, you got it right.
IT Expo. Who are you chatting with? The boys and gals in
The boys in the Discord, they're real friendly.
Very cool.
This is my first time calling into the Poorly Play stream. I'm a long time lurker.
I'll let you take that one again. because you stepped on the name. It's the Poorly Played stream. I do it quite
My bad,
often.
my bad.
I do it all the time here. I'll give you a little rewind.
Okay,
Brian,
can you give me a spin back on the CDJ?
Spin that back, and a la GCP, we'll have Brian count you down from 7. Go ahead.
7.
Okay.
6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
This is my first time calling to the Poorly Played stream.
Oh, there we are.
Nice.
You hear that?
Thank you, IT Expo. Thanks for watching the show, man. We're excited to come back and see a little. This is a little Russian on Russian violence here.
I had never finished this game. All my friends give me big shit for it.
Oh hell yeah, that's the worst, dude.
It's worth it.
It's so up my alley. I love Kojima. I love all the weird stuff that he's into. I love Death Stranding, and I do need to play this game because I am watching you.
You can get the experience somewhat through watching the Poorly Played stream every week, but I would suggest. Do you have a PS3?
I have a PS4.
Okay, can you play 3 on a PS4, Brian?
Do they
Is
have
that possible?
3?
Yeah. Is Snake Eater playable on the PlayStation 4?
Not without PS Now.
So with PS Now, you could, because I would say you can find a used copy of the Metal Gear Solid collection, the HD collection, for pretty cheap if you still got yourself a PS3 or something laying around. But I wonder what the best way to play PS3 is on modern consoles without. I mean, the Now service is. I don't like that. Not for me.
I've never used it.
Yeah.
Yes, well,
I didn't like the
your
ads.
internet especially.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I mean my internet is not something to write home about.
Oh yeah.
Here we go, head to head.
Nope.
Oh, there's the meow.
It's calling his
But no, Garrett, this is my first time calling in.
Yeah.
And I watched your stream where you're mixing some music, and I'm a fellow DJ and musician myself.
Oh shit, yeah.
And I was wondering if you seem like a very handy guy.
Sure.
I was wondering if you ever wanted to dip your toes into modular.
Modular. What is modular?
Like Eurorack, the whole like
Oh,
CV.
gotcha. The Eurorack stuff is scary, man.
Yeah.
I'm afraid of the price tag.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
yeah,
he jammed.
yeah.
He jammed, Brian.
There's a smile on his face.
He knows. He knows he's got
It is a very expensive hobby.
You've gotten into the modular scene where you're just getting like little components and lining them up and doing the patch cords.
Yeah, so thankfully, I recently moved to New York, and like within like almost a year now. But I met a friend through another friend that makes music, and he has a full setup in his basement.
Wow.
And so we were like two, definitely like 30 grand machines.
Ooh.
Definitely. Yeah.
Yeah,
and,
I don't.
sorry.
I've been teaching myself when it comes to like music production, just with the MIDI wall and all the little synthesizers that I've got hooked up back here. I've been kind of teaching myself how to build tracks and getting into a brand new format like the modular stuff, where it's like the built-in LFOs I'm having trouble understanding, let alone like purchasing a $300 one that I wouldn't even know what to use. I would be so intimidated at my level of understanding at this point to jump into modular, but it looks fucking fun, man. But yeah, 30 grand for some of these rigs.
Well, because it's like a rabbit hole. Once you get one thing, you're like, I just wanted to do, because that's the one gripe I have with it, is that you can buy a synth, right, like an analog, real nice synth, and it does all these cool things, but for that same exact price, you buy a modular unit that only does one of those things.
I know, but it does it. It does it in like a. It's like the truest form. It's like vinyl. It's like the purest essence of it.
Yes.
It's
where
anybody can get those samples, those 808 sounds or whatever.
Totally.
From a Roland machine or some little drum box or whatever. But
or a VST.
No one is making the soundscape from scratch, and we're starting at a sine wave, and now we're gonna run it through the. It's like, it's its purest form. I mean,
yeah, and
Go ahead.
It's super cool to watch.
Yeah.
Because it kind of goes over my head still, you know?
Sure.
But watching these guys just like magician all these things and we make some music at the end is like, I want to be a part of it, but
learn as much as you can from being around those machines just while you have the access to them, though, man.
Sadly, he had to move because of COVID. Yeah, all those guys moved
out of New York. COVID
moved
hit
back.
New York hard, bro.
Yeah, right. Yeah, and they all moved back to California where they all went to school.
Well, I can't blame them for wanting to be in better weather. But
yeah, I've never lived in a warm environment. I grew up in Chicago and then I moved to the East Coast.
Oh wow, you're a glutton. You're a glutton for it.
Oh yeah, glutton for the cold, baby.
You love it.
You must be.
Well, hey man, thanks.
I hate sweating.
Thanks for calling in. You have brought us to the end of our first Metal Gear Solid Summer Stream of 2020.
Woo! Wow, I'm honored.
Thank you, IT Expo.
Thank you again for being a first time, and we hope you enjoy the show. We're live every Wednesday at 7. My King Lord is always here with me. Brian, I sure love you.
First time calling in, not first time watching. I've watched you for a long time.
Hell yeah, dude.
This guy knows. Thank you so much, man.
I dropped him.
We dropped him into the Matrix. We sure do love you.
We sure do love you.
We'll see you next time.
Put on our house. We got a lot of sawdust all laying in the carpet.
Yeah.
Bye.
I need something. What do you recommend that'll suck? Oh, suck.
Let you talk to.
It's okay.
Let you talk to.
It's okay.
Take this phone call, please.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hey, how you doing there?
Okay.
We got an addition put on, and I'm looking for a vacuum that'll suck. You know, really get down and suck up the all the shit that's left over, like all the wood dust and stuff. You got anything that'll help me?
Tell you that I have so much proof against you.
I have no idea what you're talking about. I have no idea what you're talking
Yeah, you do.
A vacuum doesn't do that?
I said new one or used one you're looking for.
Oh, a new one. I thought you said no.
I said, do you want a new one or are you asking for what?
New one.
Well, a new round would cost you $129.95.
Why am I looking to spend about 100?
Well, we have them anywhere from $50 up to $100.
I mean, but is it really gonna suck? I mean, but is it really gonna suck? I mean, but is it
238 5883. April, I gotta go. My attorneys plural, are working on this. I have no idea what you're talking about, but I do have a restraining order to stay within 100 yards away from you.
Suck. I mean, but is it really gonna suck? I mean, but is it really gonna suck? I mean, is it really gonna suck? I mean, but is it really gonna suck?
Why not?
It will pick up everything, right?
Yeah, but that wood dust, that dry board.
I mean, I got like boards here.
Oh hell, boards
here.
And I do. I've never violated that restraining order, and I never will.
Oh no!
It won't suck.
The restraining order
It won't suck.
is there for the rest of
God,
my
that's those long back.
What?
I thought you had those back.
Well, they have a 2-inch hose on. They have a 2-inch hose. What the hell's gonna go up that? I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what you're talking about. You know what you're talking about.